have Gradual Liquidation menu theme from the Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location OST by Leon Riskin. I have a general-ish understanding of Five Nights at Freddy's. I am somewhat familiar to it. I never played any of the games, and most importantly, we are analyzing this as we go. We're analyzing this as we go, so I'm going to be pausing a lot. I'm going to try to explain what I believe in all of these. So, welcome back. Look at me. Okay. So we start with a very aggressive... Let me hear that again. Okay, that is a piano. Very aggressive piano with that synth bass. Whoa, some synths over here. Okay, so we have that initial piano. That's a very low note played really loud. That's one of the cool things about the piano. You know, that it can pretty much be a percussive instrument if you know how to do it well. And it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. So we have that first note, and then we have a very slow motif that is almost like the chord progression. The motif, of course, being the smallest version of a musical idea, your seed. The seed from which everything else pops out of. And developing it requires skill. We have kind of like a percussion over here with an old, like, glitchy sounding snare that sounds like almost like it's 8-bit. Nick, welcome to today. It's not baby oil. So let's continue. So yeah, we have a very, very low definition drum beat. Almost like it is malfunctioning. With a very heavy bass, like the bass, we have several layers to this bass. Let me scroll back a little bit. So yeah, we have a very strong bass. We have that synth that it kind of ties together the low and middle range of the notes that we're playing. We have this drum over here that's almost like it's malfunctioning. So there you go. Usually, so let's take the point. Nice. We build up. Same chords. So yeah, right now what we are doing is we're repeating the same motif, those same chords, and we are adding more layers and more layers, or we're adding variations to the layers with what sounds like breathing, growling, all of these very subtle, very, very subtle sounds over what so far has been a loop. Brothers used to translate the Five Nights at Freddy's. When jump scare was about to appear, they would bring it to my face, so I'd get scared and tell me what is a crit. I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's is horror for children because all it has is the jump scare. That is the horror aspect of Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's for children because it doesn't contain anything that would traumatize you other than the loud noise and the spooky face. If you want a game with a heavy theme, a horror game with an extremely heavy theme that could legit scar a child for life, play the first 15 minutes of Visage. Or play Visage in general. I am not going to tell you how it starts. We played it on the channel, by the way. It's there, and it's... yeah. So let's continue. So yeah, we have... oh, okay, there you go. So you have you have this loop going around, and each repetition... not only do we have a variation going on the ambience, but we also have an extra layer being added in the back that kind of adds to the tension. It adds a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, kind of like it's creeping closer. I like this. Okay. Okay, now we have the second theme. So now we've gone into a second loop, which kind of just holds the first chord over in either a pedal or an ostinato. I think it's a pedal note. I mean, it's not a pedal note. It would be an ostinato. An ostinato is just that it holds the same, or a drone. I think it's a drone more specifically. It's just a drone that it holds the chord while everything else around it keeps going up and down, around, and everything. Let's continue. Completely new. So that was a bridge between the two. Now we have the second theme. And this second theme finally adds a little bit of high-end melody. Now we finally got, it's been a minute. We are halfway through, and we hadn't really had a melody on the upper range, which can be very effective if you're doing horror, because not really giving you a high range anything, nothing really, just the sounds, the growls and the whispers and everything that happen in the higher range, only having that gives you the feeling that something is missing. And if there's something missing in a situation of high tension, of something creeping in, your brain puts everything together. Ooh, and more importantly, the drums changed. The drums are defined now. We went from this low definition, almost glitch sounding drums to actual drums, to an actual drum sample, when we give you the defined thing up above. So if I understand the play loop, the gameplay loop of Five Nights at Freddy's, you are watching the security cameras, and over time you find out that the animatronics are haunted. And once you understand that the animatronics are haunted, then you have all of these different things. So so the drums are still keeping this almost glitch sounding, it's almost keeping like this glitch sound to itself. It's still happening, but we also have, but it's no longer the snare, it's on the hi-hat, the in-between. So the elements of the previous theme are still there. We still have elements of the previous thing, but now it's building up towards something else. Let's hear it. And we're still holding that, basically that one. Okay, so another thing I just noticed, we took the chords out. The chords are out. The chords are gone. All we have in the Sims of Harmony is the melody, very faint, in the back, almost like it's in the back of your head. The chords are out. This shouldn't be working anymore. But there is something there in the back of your head, in the distance, that is showing you that it is still working indeed, even though it shouldn't. More percussion, more weird sounds. And then the piano which had been teased at the very, very beginning. Let's see where you take this. You play a reduced version of the theme twice. You keep the man, very interesting. You make a reduction of the initial theme, which turns out wasn't a reduction. It was an elongation, and you waited the entirety of the 2 minutes to play the main theme twice before giving it up, and everything else built around that. That was the main motif. You just put 2 minutes of a bunch of stuff in between. Clever. Clever. Very, very clever use. And in this case, it would be an A-B form. Very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting approach to this, which does give it that. It did give me a little bit of an eerie feeling. Probably not how I would have done it, but then again, I'm not the target audience for this. So it is spooky music. It's not horrifying music. Because for horrifying music, you implement subsonic music. Like, just listen to Visage. Like, again, Visage is probably the best example I have of a truly true horror experience. I was so horrified in Visage that I actually had to take breaks. In the middle of nothing happening, I had to take breaks because of how tense I was. So yes, it's technically the first Final Fantasy Flight games with the original soundtrack, and it is good. It is good. It does what it intends to do. It's spooky music because of all the random sounds that it has, but it doesn't cross the line into something that would scar you. So I like it. I like it. It's well composed. It's relatively simple. It's fairly easy to understand this one. The form is simple. Like, so many aspects about this are so simple and straightforward, yet he does so much with them. He makes the most out of them. There's the concept of course, less is more. I like it. I like it. It was well made. The quality, the sounds, and everything, really, really well made overall. And at no point did I feel bored of it. So there you go. This was Gradual Liquidation, the menu theme from Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location OST by Leon Riskin. There you go. Really, really good stuff. I enjoyed it. But yeah, let's move on.